You know that feeling when you're staring at your perfectly organized to-do list, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Or even just one sentence in a textbook.
Exactly. And suddenly it's like your brain is just wading through thick mud.
Mm-hmm.
And every little thing, no matter how small, feels like this huge, almost painful effort.
It's a really common feeling, unfortunately,
Right.
for so many students.
Right. A feeling lots of students know all too well. And it's a powerful signal. So today, yeah, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, student burnout and academic stress.
Precisely. And this isn't just about feeling a bit tired, right? It's this pervasive exhaustion. The kind sleep doesn't really fix.
Right.
And your motivation just drains away, leaving you thinking, what's the point of all this?
Yeah.
It's such a crucial topic. It hits countless students, high school, college, grad school, everywhere. And often it kind of creeps up on you. You don't recognize it until it's totally overwhelming.
So our mission here in this deep dive is to really unpack the key insights from the material we've looked at. We want to give you a shortcut, basically, to understanding this really vital topic.
Mm-hmm. Going beyond just the surface level.
Yeah, we want to offer, a relatable story, but also some really actionable strategies.
And to do that, we're actually going to follow someone's journey. We're calling her Chloe. We'll see how she navigates this whole maze of academic pressure.
Okay.
How burnout, subtly starts and then becomes pretty crushing. We'll look at how she got there, what it really felt like.
And importantly, how she found her way back.
Exactly. The practical wisdom she picked up along the way.
Okay, let's start then. Let's picture Chloe right at the beginning of her semester, full of optimism.
That classic start of term energy.
Totally. Her backpack feels light, her planner's all neat, color-coded, and her motivation, it's like this bright, burning star.
She's ready to take on the world.
She really believes she can ace everything. And not just grades. We're talking perfect GPA, join 2 clubs, hit the gym 3 times a week, and have a great social life.
The whole package,
Yeah.
The superhero complex.
Exactly. Ready to conquer it all, I think.
Well, I think a lot of us can relate to that initial surge, can't we? That ambition.
Absolutely. And that initial energy, that optimism, it often kind of masks the underlying vulnerability.
How so?
Well, Chloe, like so many students, she saw her first tasks as these small, manageable things. Little pebbles, you could say.
Okay, like pebbles.
Yeah, each reading assignment, a club meeting, maybe a quiz to study for. They go into her mental backpack with this satisfying little clink.
Right, you feel like you're getting things done.
Exactly. At first, that added weight feels good. It's empowering even. It's the heft of productivity.
Yeah.
Tangible proof you're making progress.
But okay, here's where things start to shift, right? It's kind of insidious.
Mm-hmm.
As the weeks go by, those nice little pebbles, they start to change.
Mm-hmm.
They get heavier,
Mm.
sharper somehow.
Less managed. Yeah. That surprise essay that just drops out of nowhere, it's not just another task anymore. It feels like this jagged rock digging into her shoulder.
Oof. Yeah.
And what about a difficult group project? The kind, endless revisions, late night calls.
Oh, the kind nightmare that becomes this huge lopsided boulder just throwing her whole balance off.
And it's important to remember, the load wasn't just academic stuff, right?
And point.
Her backpack was also collecting all those other little clinks, clunks, and thuds from life.
Like what?
Well, maybe a social thing she didn't really want to go to but felt like she had to.
Mm-hmm. Obligation.
Right. Or a workout she'd planned but missed. Or just another night of bad sleep because she was trying to cram everything in.
Yeah, trying to do it all.
All these non-academic things, they add real weight. Significant weight. And it's often overlooked in that mental backpack.
Okay, so the pack is getting heavier, and soon Chloe starts to feel those signs of burnout. But they're subtle at first, right? Pervasive.
Exactly. It's not like flipping a switch. It creeps in. And the first sign for her, we're calling it the fog.
The fog. Good name for it.
Subjects she genuinely used to love, things that sparked her interest. And now they just feel like chores. Mundane.
The passion's gone.
Totally. Reading a chapter isn't just hard work. She described it like wading through thick mud. The joy. Just gone. Replaced by this dull, heavy obligation.
And what might seem like just, lacking focus, it's often deeper. It's cognitive overload.
Explain that a bit.
What your prefrontal cortex, it's the part of your brain doing the heavy lifting for focused decision-making, planning it, just gets fatigued, exhausted.
Right.
So even simple tasks feel like wading through treacle because those neural pathways are just tired out.
Okay, that makes sense. So the fog.
Yeah.
Then comes the exhaustion.
And this is the key. It's not the kind of tired a nap fixes.
No.
No. Chloe would sleep maybe even 8 hours, but wake up feeling like she'd been hiking all night with that heavy pack still on.
Wow. No rest at all.
None. Every single task, even making breakfast, walking to class, it required this monumental effort, almost painful. Her body felt tired down to the bone. Sleep wasn't restoring anything.
And there's a brain connection there too, isn't there?
Absolutely. That kind of consistent sleep deprivation directly messes with your prefrontal cortex again. It impairs those executive functions, planning, emotional regulation.
Making those boulders feel even heavier.
Exactly. It's a vicious cycle.
Okay, so fog, exhaustion, and then came the short fuse.
Ah, yes. Irritability.
You know that feeling, right? When the smallest thing just sets you off.
Unfortunately, yes.
For Chloe, maybe a friend cancels plans, totally valid reason, but it sends this jolt of just irrational anger through her.
Mm-hmm. Overreaction.
Or a simple question from a professor, something totally normal, feels like a personal attack.
Yeah, defensiveness.
The constant pressure just wore her down. She was irritable, defensive, and that inevitably starts straining relationships.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
She just didn't have the bandwidth for patience or understanding anymore.
So draining. And the final piece for Chloe was the cynicism.
This one's tough. It's where the motivation really starts to crumble.
How did that show up for her?
She started thinking things like, what's the point of all this hard work? Does any of this even matter?
Wow. From superhero
To a bitter cynic, almost. Someone who just wanted it all to be over. The spark, that initial passion, completely extinguished.
That's a profound shift. Effort feels pointless. Your sense of purpose just erodes.
It really does.
And then the breaking point.
It often comes down to one final straw.
For Chloe, it was a Tuesday afternoon. She's in the library, probably already feeling overwhelmed. And then this email lands.
Oh, dear. What was it?
Just an announcement. A cumulative final exam for a class she was already massively behind in.
Oof, the final stone in the pack.
Exactly. That was it. The weight just became unbearable. She described it like the straps were going to tear right through her shoulders. She couldn't get up, couldn't move.
Just stuck.
Just stuck. Staring blankly at her textbook, completely, utterly stuck. And that was the moment of clarity, I guess. She realized, this isn't just stress anymore.
This is burnout.
Yeah, the load had won.
Chloe's story is powerful because it shows burnout isn't sudden. It's this gradual accumulation, right? A slow draining of your resources, cognitive and emotional, until there's just nothing left in the tank.
It's not just about doing too much.
Right. It's about doing too much for too long without having the strategies to replenish yourself. That's the key difference.
So if you're listening and any of this sounds familiar, what does it mean? Where do you go from here?
Well, the good news, and this is important, is that Chloe didn't stay stuck there.
Okay, good.
She ended up talking to her academic advisor, a woman named Dr. Evans, described as calm, insightful, someone who'd seen this many, many times before.
She recognized the signs.
Instantly, she'd seen hundreds of students carrying that same invisible, crushing weight.
So Chloe explains everything, right? The fog, the exhaustion, the final straw.
Yeah, and she finishes with this desperate plea, something like, I just need to be stronger. I need to push through it.
Which sounds like what society tells us, right? Just grit your teeth.
Exactly. But Dr. Evans gently shook her head. And this, right here, this is the core insight for everyone listening.
Okay, what did she say?
She told Chloe, you don't need to be stronger. You need to be smarter.
Smarter, not stronger.
Interesting. She said, you've been treating your academic journey like a bottomless pit. You just keep adding stones without ever taking any out.
Oh. So it's not about carrying capacity.
No. She said, the secret isn't learning to carry more weight. The secret is learning the art of strategic unpacking.
Strategic unpacking. I like that. That really flips the script, doesn't it?
Completely. From just enduring to actively managing.
It's not an endurance test. It's a strategic challenge. So if it's about being smarter, not tougher.
Wow. That's kind of revolutionary for students always told to just power through. It really is. So Dr. Evans said they were going to do a pack check, install a system for managing that load. And she laid out 3 key techniques.
Okay, let's hear them. Technique number 1.
Technique 1 was scheduled decompression. Basically, the non-negotiable break.
Non-negotiable. Why that emphasis?
Because Dr. Evans pointed out Chloe's first mistake. Thinking breaks are a reward you get only when the work is done.
Which, let's be honest, in academics, the work is almost never truly done.
Precisely. So Dr. Evans reframed it. Breaks aren't rewards. They are a mandatory part of the work itself.
Okay, how so?
They're how you physically and mentally take the load off for a bit. Let your muscles, your brain muscles included, recover.
It's not just rest, it's active recovery for the brain.
Exactly. It actively disengages those cognitive systems that were causing the fog and lets them literally reset.
But we're not talking about just scrolling social media for 20 minutes, are we?
Definitely not. Dr. Evans stressed restorative breaks. Non-digital is often key.
So what did that look like for Chloe?
She had Chloe actually schedule these breaks into her planner. Like, block them out, just like classes.
Treat them with the same importance.
Yes. Maybe a 20-minute walk without her phone, or a 15-minute do-nothing break. Just sit, maybe listen to music.
Or even shorter ones.
Yeah, like a simple 5-minute stretch between study blocks, maybe using something like the Pomodoro technique.
Right, the 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off method.
Exactly. The core idea was these breaks aren't weakness. They're essential maintenance for your brain and body.
I bet that felt weird at first, scheduling breaks when you feel like you're drowning in deadlines.
Oh, totally. Chloe admitted it felt like wasting time. But Dr. Evans kept reinforcing. Recovery is part of the process.
Did it start to work?
Slowly, yeah. Chloe started noticing those 20-minute walks actually did clear her head. She felt more efficient afterwards. The break wasn't wasted time at all.
Proof is in the pudding. Okay, technique 2.
Technique 2, refueling the carrier, focusing on the body first basics.
Refueling the carrier, I like that metaphor. The body carrying the load.
Dr. Evans used a great analogy. She said, you can't carry a heavy pack on an empty stomach or no sleep. You're trying to run a marathon on fumes.
So true. You wouldn't expect a car to run without gas.
Right. So they identified the obvious heavy stones of poor self-care in Chloe's pack.
Like what? Skipped lunches?
Yep. Skipped lunches, maybe getting only 4 hours of sleep, relying totally on caffeine and sugar just to keep going.
The classic student survival kit, unfortunately.
And again, there's a direct brain link. Poor sleep, bad nutrition, they directly impair that prefrontal cortex we talked about, making everything feel harder.
So what's the solution? Aim for perfect health overnight.
No. And that's key. Perfectionism can be another source of stress. The goal was improvement, not perfection.
Small, manageable changes.
Exactly. Like swap one energy drink for water today. Choose a proper meal instead of just grabbing chips.
Prioritize sleep, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe aim for 7 hours of sleep, even if it means an assignment is, B+ work instead of striving for that A+ and getting no sleep.
That's a tough trade-off for some high achievers.
It is. But Dr. Evans framed it as refueling, not giving up. Recognizing your body as the vehicle. If it's running on empty, the whole journey suffers. Nothing else works well.
Makes sense. Okay, fog management through breaks, body refueling. What's technique 3?
Technique 3, and this one can be really transformative, was recalibrating the load. It's about perspective and mindfulness.
Recalibrating the load, meaning?
Dr. Evans did this little exercise. She picked up an imaginary stone and said, okay, this one feels heavy. It's labeled, got a C on a quiz.
Uh-oh. That feels like a boulder to most students.
Right. She said, right now it feels like a boulder. But let's really look at it. How much is this quiz actually worth in the grand scheme of things? 2% of your final grade.
Perspective.
Suddenly, it's not a boulder anymore. It's just a pebble. She told Chloe, you've been giving every single challenge the same emotional weight, treating pebbles like they're boulders.
That's powerful. So how do you actually do that recalibration in the moment when everything feels urgent?
Dr. Evans taught Chloe the 5-5-5 rule.
Okay, what's that?
When you feel overwhelmed by something, you ask yourself, will this matter in 5 days? Will it matter in 5 months? Will it matter in 5 years?
5 days, 5 months, 5 years.
It's a simple but really effective way to challenge those distorted thought patterns that just amplify stress. It helps you step back and recalibrate your emotional response.
So that C on the quiz probably doesn't matter in 5 days, definitely not 5 months or 5 years.
Exactly. It helps distinguish the true boulders, the things that do have long-term consequences, from the pebbles you're currently treating like boulders, mentally adjusting the weight.
Wow. So breaks, fuel, perspective.
By the end of that first meeting with Dr. Evans, Chloe had this huge realization. The problem wasn't just the load itself. Everyone carries a load. The problem was she had no system for managing it.
She only knew how to add stones to the pack.
Right. Now, for the first time, she was learning how to strategically unpack. And that shift in mindset from just enduring to actively managing, that's crucial for long-term well-being.
So Chloe starts putting this into practice. The walks, packing lunch, the 5-5-5 rule.
Yeah, she started implementing her new system, taking those scheduled walks, packing a real lunch instead of grabbing junk food. And when panic about an assignment started to rise, she'd actually stop and ask herself the 555 question.
Did the burden just vanish?
No, of course not. The workload was still there. But she said it started to feel lighter, more manageable.
She was building strength, but the smart kind of strength.
Exactly. The strength to carry what was necessary without being crushed by it. She was, regaining her footing.
That's great progress. So she goes back to see Dr. Evans.
Right. And in her next meeting, Chloe feels more confident. She says something like, okay, this is working, it's helping, but sometimes there are things in the pack, challenges, that still feel too big. I just can't seem to manage them on my own.
The really heavy stuff.
Exactly. And this linked to what Dr. Evans called the most important rule of all.
Which is?
You're not meant to carry it all by yourself. Some burdens are simply too heavy for one person.
That feels like a really critical point, knowing your limits.
It is. And this is where we draw the line. The crucial distinction between everyday stress, even heavy stress, and a more serious mental health concern.
Okay. What are the signals for that? When does it cross the line?
If that fog of low motivation just doesn't lift, despite trying these strategies, if the exhaustion is constant, debilitating, if feelings of hopelessness or anxiety are really interfering with your daily life, sleeping, eating, socializing, getting to class, and it's been going on for weeks on end,
then you're dealing with something bigger.
Yes, then you might be dealing with one of those truly unliftable boulders, something that needs more specialized help than self-management techniques alone can provide.
So where do you turn for that specialized help?
Your reinforcements, your expert trainers, as Dr. Evans might put it, resources like your university's counseling center.
And it's important how we frame that, right? It's not about being broken.
Absolutely not. Dr. Evans framed it perfectly. Think of it like a professional gym for your mind.
I like that. A gym for your mind.
It's staffed with experts, trained professionals, who have the tools and strategies for dealing with those heaviest emotional burdens. Things like clinical anxiety, depression, overwhelming stress that's become chronic.
And this brings us back to that idea of strength. What does it really mean?
Dr. Evans emphasized this. Asking for help is not a weakness. It is the ultimate sign of strength and self-awareness.
It's recognizing you need a different tool.
Exactly. It's recognizing that this particular challenge requires a specialized tool, a specific kind of support that maybe you don't have in your personal toolkit yet. It's actually an act of courage, self-preservation.
I think back to my own student days, especially during finals. Man, I wish I'd had that 555 rule.
Yes.
I probably wouldn't have lost sleep over that one typo that, let's be real, absolutely did not matter in 5 days, let alone 5 months.
Hindsight is 20/20, isn't it?
Oh.
But Chloe's experience going through burnout, it taught her something really profound, a lifelong lesson.
What was that?
She realized that real success wasn't about piling up the most achievements or proving she could carry the heaviest load. It was about building a life. And yeah, a backpack with reinforced straps, good ergonomic support, and easily accessible pockets.
Meaning
Knowing what's truly important to carry, what you can actually leave behind. And critically, knowing when to ask a friend or a professional to help you adjust the load.
So her goal shifted from perfection
To resilience. That became her new aim.
Yeah.
The ability to bounce back, to adapt, to carry what truly matters, but carry it wisely.
That feels much more sustainable and healthier.
Definitely. So as you, listening, carry your own load through your studies or work or just life, maybe think about this as your burnout first aid kit, a summary of what we've learned from Chloe's journey and Dr. Evans' wisdom.
Okay, let's recap those key takeaways first.
First, recognize the signs. Don't just ignore persistent exhaustion, cynicism, or that feeling like you're wading through mud. Don't just try to power through. Pay attention. Your mind and body are sending signals for a reason.
Got it. Pay attention to the signals.
Second, practice strategic unpacking. Remember those 3 techniques. Schedule real, restorative, non-digital breaks. They are part of the work. Fuel your body. Sleep, nutrition, hydration are foundational for your brain. And gain perspective. Use that 555 rule to differentiate the boulders from the pebbles.
Okay, unpack strategically. Breaks, fuel, perspective.
Yeah.
And the final, crucial one.
And finally, know when to call for reinforcements. If stress feels totally unmanageable for weeks, if it's severely impacting your daily life, Don't hesitate. Reach out. Use those professional services like counseling centers. Remember, asking for help is a sign of incredible strength, not weakness.
Recognize, unpack, reinforce. Great summary.
Your academic journey, really your whole life, it's a marathon, isn't it? Not a sprint.
Absolutely.
And the real key to finishing strong, to thriving, isn't about carrying the absolute most weight or pushing yourself right to the brink constantly.
It's about wisdom.
It's about cultivating the wisdom to manage the load strategically, to know what's worth carrying and when and how to adjust. So maybe the thought to leave you with is this: what does it mean for you to truly thrive, not just survive, under pressure? How can you build a more resilient, strategically packed life?